Sheila.
Nancy, hi. Come on in.
I can't stay. I'm on my way to a meeting. How was your trip?
Oh, it was perfect.
Great. We'll catch up later.
All right. Oh, it couldn't have been more perfect.
I know Sheila's dead. And I know I should find it in my heart to forgive her. But I can't. I can never, ever forgive her. I'm sorry, Molly, but that's how I feel. I'm sorry, too.
What about men? Does she often have them stopping by?
Men?
Yes, businessmen. You know, men that she works with in some capacity. Does she often have them meet her at her suite?
No, not at all. I can't think of any men who have ever stopped by to see her. Oh, on second thought, one time when I was leaving the building, I ran into a friend of hers. I think he's on her foundation board. Brad Carlton. He was there for a meeting once.
Brad Carlton.
I don't know if you've ever met him.
Yes, I know who he is. Mom, do you have a camera?
Perfect. This is perfect.
Oh, these are gold. Pure gold. Leverage. Now all I have to do is figure out how to use them.
Novelty Plus, Eddie speaking.
Yes, I saw your ad in the Yellow Pages.
Yeah.
Well, these novelty gifts you have, do you ever use personal photographs?
You bet all the time. As long as your picture is clear enough, it helps to have the negative. What do you think?
Oh, that is perfect.
10 pieces just like you wanted.
It's a whole new ballgame. A whole new ballgame now. Dear Lauren. She's probably received it by now. The first piece of the puzzle. I wonder how you reacted, Lauren. Eric.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare you.
Oh, it's all right. So how did you find out I was in the building?
No, good news travels fast.
So you admit it. You are in love with Ridge.
I don't recall ever denying my love for Ridge.
Oh, you certainly made it appear that way.
By staying away from him.
Oh, that's right. You were teasing him.
I told you why I stayed away, Taylor, to give your marriage every chance to succeed.
It has succeeded.
Well, then you have nothing to worry about. But you are worried, aren't you?
Well, I'm dealing with a woman who will stop at nothing to get what she wants, and now she openly tells me that she's wanting my husband. Wouldn't you be a trifle worried?
I never said I wanted him. I said I loved him.
Semantics.
This is different. It's what Ridge wants. That's all that counts, Taylor. And I'm willing to let him decide. Are you?
Come on in, Randy. Take a pew. Get out your notebook and sharpen your pencil.
Reporters use tape recorders these days, Sally.
Really? That's cunning. I'm afraid the story I've got is so hot it might make that little machine of yours explode.
What do you got? Watergate or RONN-gate? What?
Passe. Try Forrestergate. I got a royal scandal for you. This is not a morsel, Randy. This is a feast. It's 100% sterling. A classic, the Eiffel Tower of journalism, babe. If they gave a prize for airing dirty laundry, this one might just get you the Peabody and the Pulitzer.
All right, Sally. Let's hear more.
Well, it's a kind of a royal scandal. A trip right straight down from the marble halls to the gutter, and not one word of it is fabricated.
I would hope not.
I read that article you wrote about Brooke Forrester having her baby.
How'd you like it?
Loved it. But it was only half the story, Randy. No, let's make that 1/10 of the story.
I'm listening.
Well, it seems that Brooke Forrester and her brand new bundle of joy are involved in a question of paternity.
What?
I saw it myself, right there on her medical chart. They have called for a paternity test.
No kidding.
Told you it was a tasty little morsel, didn't I? And if you're the first hack to sink his teeth into it, you could make quite a name for yourself.
Who could the father be if it's not Eric?
Well, there's some doubt about that, but let's see if we can figure it out. She wasn't alone up there in that cabin in the mountains when she gave birth to her baby. There was somebody with her. And, of course, there they were, all alone, stranded out there in the middle of a snowstorm. Come on, Randy, you wrote the story. How does it look to you?
Ridge Forrester.
Yeah. Eric Forrester's eldest son and heir. I told you it was a royal scandal. Is it hot enough for you?
Thanks, Sally.
Sure. You gonna check it out?
I check out everything before I print it.
Do it. Because there's no question about it. I am sitting on nothing but the facts.
Sitting on a minefield is more like it.
Minefield? That's good. And it's a minefield that is just about to blow sky high.
I'll talk to you later.
Are you? Willing to let Ridge decide for himself what he wants?
I don't make decisions for Ridge. I never have.
So you're not going to use your position to influence him against me?
Brooke, I don't need to influence Ridge. He's devoted to me. We are husband and wife. We're in love. We're on the same wavelength. You don't seem to realize that.
And you don't seem to realize the impact of this tiny 7-pound baby girl. She's going to change everything, Taylor. Everything. And the only thing you can do about it is to poison Ridge against his own daughter. And I've got news for you. Even that won't work.
So, tell me about your mother. How is she?
Oh, she's going to be fine.
She's been getting sick an awful lot. Do you know what's wrong with her?
No, I'm not really sure.
You just flew all the way out there and you still don't know what's ailing her?
Well, you know, it's strange. I feel more puzzled now than when I first went out there.
You know, there's a couple of calls I want to make.
Wait, to whom?
Well, I have friends in Chicago who are part of the medical community. I'm sure they could suggest somebody in Genoa City to examine your mother.
No, Eric, it's really not necessary. But it was very sweet of you to offer.
I sure missed you.
It's going to be an excellent new year.
Yeah, you think so?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so, too.
Oh. So what's the latest development on the paternity test?
Well, I haven't heard anything new from Tracy.
It's still scheduled for tomorrow?
As far as I know.
Well, there's a lot to be done between now and then.
I know she wants to talk to all of us, and then there's the blood to be drawn.
You still feel strongly you're the father?
Yeah, Sheila. I know this weighs heavily on you, and I'm sorry. I wish to God it didn't. But I have to be honest. My every instinct tells me that I'm the father. We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah. We'll just have to wait and see.
Yes? Oh, yes, Trish, of course. Send him in. Thanks. Randy, how are you?
Hello, Mrs. Forrester.
Please, come in.
You're looking fabulous.
Thank you so much.
Is Mr. Forrester available?
No. Can I help you?
Yes, maybe you can. I'm checking on a lead.
What's that?
You read my piece on the birth of your husband's new daughter?
Brooke's baby, yes. Mm-hmm.
I've since learned something I need some verification on.
What?
The child's paternity?
What?
Apparently the hospital scheduled a blood test.
Where did you hear that?
I'd prefer not to divulge my sources.
I'm sure that you wouldn't. But wherever you heard it, believe me, there's nothing credible behind it.
Is that a denial, Stephanie?
It's an absolute denial.
The hospital isn't running a paternity test.
Do I have to deny this a second time?
I'm sorry, ma'am.
You know, Randy, this company has always been very generous with you. Belief was given to you as an exclusive story. We've done that on any number of occasions. I shouldn't have to deny something a second time.
There's no need for you to say any more. The woman who gave me this lead seemed a little anxious to destroy the Forrester name. I'll talk to you soon.
Was it Sally Spectra?
What, ma'am?
Did Sally Spectra give you this?
You'd have made a good detective.
I would never poison Ridge against his own daughter. That might be one of your tactics, but it's certainly not one of mine.
We'll see.
Don't you think this is kind of like putting the cart before the horse?
No, not from my reading, Taylor. If you were up there at that cabin that night, you would agree. Never have I seen such a bond between a father and a child as I did that night between Ridge and our daughter. She's his, Taylor. I know she is. And you know something else? So does Ridge.
So you're convinced that Ridge is the father of this baby?
Yes, and I'm not alone.
Well, Eric has his own strong feelings about who the father of this child is. In fact, he's convinced that beyond any shadow of a doubt that the child is his. He is as convinced of that as you are that she's Ridge's.
He's wrong, Taylor.
Well, if he were here, he'd tell you that you are wrong. Brooke, we don't know who the father of this child is, and we won't know until the test results are in. So all of this posturing on your part, and that's exactly what it is, it's posturing, isn't going to help anybody. You are a troublemaker, Brooke. That is the kindest thing that anyone can say about you. I don't know if you are the manipulative bitch that Stephanie makes you out to be, but at the very least, you are a troublemaker. Now, I strongly suggest you keep to yourself until this paternity issue is resolved.
In other words, I stay away from Ridge. And then what, Taylor? What if this child turns out to be Ridge's?
We will do what is right for the child, which you obviously don't give one damn about. You know something? I really hope this child is Ridge's. Ridge and I can help raise her. Because God knows you'll just neglect her. That's a sure bet.
May I ask you one more thing about the paternity test?
Of course you can.
If you turn out to be the father of this child, Eric, I'm not going to panic. I'll accept it. And I'll support you in whatever you decide about us.
Sheila.
No. I don't want you to say anything, all right? I just want you to know that what's most important to me, what is really most important, is your happiness. And if I'm going to be a part of that, that's going to be wonderful. And if I'm not, I'll be fine. See, it's out of your hands, love. It's out of our hands. It's like you said. We'll just have to wait for the results.
Well, Sally, old girl, it's finally happened. After all the years of taking the insults and being accused of God knows what, and the public humiliation that you have been taking from that family, it has finally happened. You finally got hold of something where you can fight back and even the score a little bit. My daughter Macy and I will no longer have to be a doormat for the likes of Stephanie Forrester and the rest of that upper crust bunch of...
You're scum, you know that? And I detest you.
Well, frankly, Stephanie, I think I was losing my edge if you didn't.
You live in the gutter, Sally. That's why you can't get any lower than you already are.
In other words, I'm taking a leaf from your book.
Slander?
What slander? This is news, Stephanie. The public wants to know. The public has a right to know what the rich and mighty Forresters get up to when they're not being photographed at charity events.
I wouldn't do this to your family, no matter how angry or justified I might feel.
Well, maybe that's because you'd never have any reason to do it. Because I have never done to your family what you have done to mine.
I haven't done anything to your family.
Haven't you? Huh. Oh, wait a minute. That's well put. Yeah. That says it all. Nothing is what you have done. How many times have you invited your daughter-in-law, Macy, over to your home for a quiet little chat, a cup of tea, maybe a family dinner? How many times have you ever reached out to that girl when she was doing everything she could to please you and welcomed her as an addition to your family? Have you done that even once since she and Thorne got married? No, Stephanie. You have given her the same treatment you have always given me, and that is the ice-cold shoulder and a one-way ticket back to the gutter where you think we belong. So, now the shoe is on the other foot. And what is so wrong if we finally have a chance to look down on you for a change? This story about Brooke Forrester's baby and the question about who the father is too good to bury. All the smart money in town is already laying bets that if Eric Forrester isn't the father, then it has to be his son, Ridge. Okay. Now let's see how the public reacts when they get the news. And let's see how you react. Let's see how you stand up to what is going to be coming your way. All the slander and the bum jokes and the innuendo and the public humiliation and that awful, helpless feeling you're going to have, the one I've had for years. You get ready for it, because you are going to have that feeling, lady. Oh, are you going to feel it?